Good morning, everyone. My name is Chris Cooper, known as the Channel Guy Trader, and I'm reporting to you live from Wall Street Trading Satellite Office down in sunny South Florida. Today's date is Saturday, September the 15th, 2012, and here is this week's Week in Review. Well, guys, I hope you guys are enjoying your weekend so far. There's a lot of stuff to go over, so let's go ahead and jump right into it. And let's start off by taking a look to see how the indices closed across the board here on a percentage basis. You guys can see the NASDAQ closed up 2.58%. The NYSE closed up 3.25%. Go zoom this in for you, 3.25%. The Russell 2000 closed up a little over 3%. Dow Jones a little over 2.5%. S&P the same, a little bit over 2.5%. GLD closed up 2.7%. Taking a look at the gold miners, they closed up 8.85%. Real strong, strongest sector across the board was the gold miners this week. iShares up 4%, a little over 4% there. USO up 2.76%, and JJC Copper up a little over 4% there. So the strongest sector this week was the gold miners. All right, gold miners had a nice run, and they still look as if they have more juice to run higher. So you definitely want to keep those on your radar and keep them on your radar throughout the month for a buy on pullbacks and just in general going forward, because gold looks like it wants to go much higher with the dollar breaking down, the euro starting to get strong again. So definitely a sector to keep an eye on. Let's go ahead and jump into the charts here. I want to first start by taking a look at the over the Qs. Start off with the monthly chart. All right, one thing that I have on this chart, guys, is Fibonacci's from the highs that we made back here in 2000 to the tech bubble sell-off low that we made back here in 2002, October. You can see we're currently at the 50% retracement on that level there, around 50.72. All right, 70.52, and we hit a high so far this month of 70.43. So 70.5 remains a key level to watch going forward. We want to see if we're going to push through that. If we push through that, then our next target on the Qs is going to be going forward is definitely going to be up here towards 80 or so, as that's going to be the 61.8% retracement. At the same time, that looks to be the area of support, okay, before we finally broke down when we were trading right here in this little range back here in 2000, in the year 2000, all right, Y2K. In any case here, keep an eye on the level. Let's take a look at the weekly chart. You can see we're trading above the 68 half level, which is good now here. And as long as we hold above that, that would be pretty good. Even if we pull back down towards, I would say 68. So 68's the real reference level you want to work off on the Qs. All right, you can see we have a nice little trend here. It's trending pretty strong on the 8 EMA and 8 SMA on the weekly time frame. Taking a look at the daily here, you can see we had that little range that we were discussing. You know, we had that range that we were discussing earlier this week here, about hanging around the 68, 65 level, stating the fact that if we could hold above 68, 65, this could be a little shakeout, as, you know, we did give back a lot of last week's Thursdays and Fridays bar. Well, we gave back all of it, but we captured it pretty well, so that was pretty good right there. And I think a lot of this little weakness had to do with Apple. You know, people expecting that iPhone 5 little conference they had, and that little shakeout took place on Tuesday and Wednesday, and then back up Thursday and Friday we go. So Qs are looking real strong. I want to start off next by taking a look at the IWM, small caps, Russell 2000. We'll start off by taking a look at the monthly chart. The monthly chart looks pretty good here. You can see it's trending up pretty nice. And if I put this moving averages back on the chart here, you can see that we're making new 52-week highs. The highs that we made back here in 2011 was 86.81. We hit a high this month so far of 86.96. So obviously we're going to be working off that 87 level. And you can see small caps are looking pretty good for the fact that we're up close to making all-time, well, we made all-time highs on the IWM, which is interesting. Let's take a look at the Russell real quick. Hold on a second. Yeah, obviously the Russell. Okay, so I'm not looking at things wrong here. Yeah, so IWM, you know, is making new all-time highs. Pretty good right there. Take a look at the weekly chart. You know, nice little cup and handle pattern on the weekly chart. Definitely something to keep an eye on. You got your little cup right here that took place last year. Little sideways handle. Okay. And now we're breaking out. So I'm really looking for this volume to pick up down here at the bottom of the screen. All right, I definitely want to see that volume start to pick up there and show us that people are buying this pattern on this weekly time frame. So keep an eye on the IWM. You know, that TNA has been in play, you know, as of late, and it should continue. Now, the Russell 2000 started getting its momentum ever since we tracked it back here, and it was like, hey, there's really no congestion inside this range. So if we could break out past this area, we could get a nice explosive move up, and that's exactly what happened. At the same time, we were expecting the Russell 2000 to catch up with the Qs and the SPY hitting new 52-week highs, and that's taking place, and it's looking good. So keep an eye on the IWM. That TNA should be very active as far as buying it on the dips and selling it and buying the TZA on the sell-offs or on the reversal. So a lot of great stuff for that sector, and it looks like the indices, may be back in play where you can trade the ETFs intraday and make some decent coin. I have a couple guys in the chat room doing that, and of course, if you have not been to the chat room, make sure you go to wallstreettrading.com, fill out the form on the right-hand side, and you'll get the information emailed to you how to access the chat room. And if it goes past the 14 days, don't worry. Right now, it's right now it is free. So just go ahead and do that. And if you need to get extended, we'll do that. We have not had an issue with that as of late. All right, so IWM. Let's start by next taking a look at the Qs. I'm sorry, the SPYs. All right, SPYs did make it to target. Our target was the top of this trend line from this prior channel that we had right back here. Stated the fact that, if we go up, this could be the target. But you can see what happened. Now we put the little inverted kind of hammer right there. So we could get some little pullback action. Would not be surprised if early next week we get some selling pressure, or some profit taken per se, and just move this down, maybe back down towards. I don't want to see it go all the way back down to 144. But it could. But at the same time, I want to see it hold at least maybe about the 50% range of Thursdays and Fridays action. Okay, so that will take us around. All right, so that will take us most likely around this, say, 145 half area. All right, so thing to watch, the level to watch early next week is going to be Friday's lows, 146.76. And then if we could start holding above, say, 147.50 for most of for most of next week, or let's say early next week there, we can continue to make a nice move. Overall, all right, my target now that I see that trend lines acting relevant, all right, from this prior channel that we had back here in this is March. So my next target is going to be the top of this trend line, all right, which coincides with this 151 area up here somewhere. All right, so we'll see how that plays out. If we reverse at this trend line, then again I'm looking for that little pullback, and this will be used as a short-term reference top on the SPY, which is around 148.11. All right, and then if we take a look at the monthly chart, you can see the SPY's been trading in a range between 180 and 156.20 ever since this range was created back here in 98, 99, just this whole range right here. So the next target in all honesty, is the top of this channel right here around 156.20. We have some minor resistance from the June 2008 highs around 147, but you can see we closed at 147.20. So next level to really watch is around this 153 and then this 156 area on the SPYs. Taking a look at the weekly chart, you can see the weekly chart's breaking past some key levels as well. And again, we're going to be watching that 150. Actually, we got 151 half, and then this level right here is around. Let's see here, what's real quick. This level right here is around 156.65. So we do have some space to go higher, and this is looking good on the weekly time frame. All right, so let's take a look at the ES. ES, another pretty interesting chart here. All right, we did get that, hit it right on the nail. All right, as we were looking for a break above this trend line, and now what I did, all right, guys, just to show you guys where this trend line from. I took a duplicate of this first trend line from the head and shoulders pattern right here, duplicated it, and everything's pretty much parallel in the market, and there's a lot of interesting things you can find when you start messing with trend lines and parallel channel lines. So I took this trend line and I connected to the top of this reversal, because some people may have the same trend line, but on the ES, but maybe from the head and shoulders pattern back here, but using the right shoulder body. But now I'm using that as well, but at the same time now I'm using the top of that wick there from the reversal. All right, and now you can see that it acted as resistance on Thursday, and you can see it was trying to act a little bit as resistance on Friday. If we would have closed below that, that would have made it more relevant, or that would have made it at least so okay, this trend line is very important to keep an eye on here. But it still is, all right, because you can see you respected it on Thursday. The body closed right on it. But now if we start hanging above that trend line, my target's the top of here, up here, maybe up towards like 1480 or so. based off the fact that the top of the channel could be even somewhere from the head. If I move this up a little bit from this wick right here in this candle, it could be up here towards this trend line right here. All right, the same way you saw it on the SPY up when it was up there, the same thing kind of on the ES from this little prior channel from the top of the head and shoulders pattern breakdown. So the ES, take a look at the weekly time frame. The ES remains in a nice uptrend, remains above this key area, this 1410 level, even 1400 call it. And if we continue to trend higher, which we very well can, next target really is around 1500 or so. I mean, taking a look at the weekly time frame, the monthly time frame, the high from back here in January of 2008 is around 1482, and we still have about 20 points, 21 points until we get there. So keep that on watch as well. All right, now I want to start by taking a look at the dollar futures. We hit this one right on the nail. All right, taking a look at the dollar futures here, /DX, my platform. We say the fact that the dollar futures was in a downward channel and that we could get a bounce. So you can see early in the week we tried to get a bounce here on Monday. That obviously failed because Tuesday we gapped up and sold off. And again, guys, whenever you break a downward channel to the downside, when it's active support right here and we start holding below it, you usually get some nice selling pressures as there's a lot of stops. And usually, for some reason, every time it's down at the bottom of the channel, it usually lines up with a horizontal price, a technical price as well, which was really this key level right here for this 80 level. And you can see once we broke that, at the same time, the trend line and the technical level, boom, we sold off to the next target, which was down here towards the 78, 77 area. We have some support. We could sell off some more, as we do have some support that may want to be hit, that may want to get hit around this 78.14 level. But right now, the dollar futures coming all the way from a high of 84.30 or so, and now at 78, 97, call it 79. We could get a bounce right here. So we'll see. Another thing that I'm looking at, guys, this kind of looks, this is long term, but this kind of looks like a head and shoulders pattern, all right, on the dollar. And you can see we had this nice little upward channel trap right here. This could be a head and shoulders pattern. So maybe the dollar could get a bounce, market sells off a bit, and then, we start rallying at the beginning of Q4 or so. We're not even Q4, maybe near the end of the year. So we'll see. I'm just thinking outside the box right now a little bit, but keep an eye on this. I'll definitely keep you guys up to date with that right there. I mean, taking a look at the weekly, you can see the weekly's breaking out this little uptrend line. You can see that they did a little shakeout earlier in the year, brought it back up, and now, we broke down here. And you can see how the 50% channel line was being respected before we rolled over. Definitely something that you guys know I analyze a lot. Now, taking a look at the monthly time frame. Monthly time frame had a nice little downward channel in play here. Nice little monthly bull flag that was setting up. That obviously failed, and that's why we're seeing that dollar starting to sell off again, and we're back inside this little downward channel. So this was a bull trap on the dollar future on a monthly time frame, which in essence means that we could definitely get some nice selling in the dollar futures all the way back down, maybe towards 74, which means these commodities are going to rally, the market's going to go up. So a lot of interesting things going on, guys, and it's my job to make sure that I let my followers know exactly how we're viewing the markets and give them some accurate analysis, which I think we've been doing a pretty good job at. So what I want to take a look at next is the euro dollar. If you guys recall, last week I talked about the euro dollar being inside my proprietary channel analysis, all right, and the fact that if we break above that key trend line that we have not been above for a while, that we could get a nice buying pressure in the euro dollar sell off, market and commodities rally, and that's exactly what happened. You can see this key trend line that I've been tracking in my channel analysis here has been resistant since back here in November, all right, and obviously I said until something changes, then we'll just if something changes, then we have something interesting to keep an eye on. And what changed was we finally got a first close above that trend line earlier in the week, right there, as you guys can see here. And what happened? The euro blasted off, and that's why I said we get that short squeeze in the euro. Dollar sold off and market shut up. So make sure you're paying attention to these videos. There's a lot of great analysis in here that for swing traders and day traders. I do a lot of market analysis for both individuals, investors, and traders. And you can find that information on on the blog on wallstreettrading.com, and at the same time you can follow me at AskChrisHeTrade on Twitter and check out my information on my blog site as well. So what else do I want to take a look at here? All right, and my blog site is channelguidetrader.com. So, anyways, what I want to take a look at next. Okay, well, first of all, let me show you guys the weekly time frame of the euro, and because the weekly time frame of the euro is pushing up against this trend line, so we have to wait and see now if the euro can muster through this 132 level and maybe trade up towards this 130, 134.7. All right, so a lot of interesting things. I think that's my favorite word. Anyways, let's take a look at crude oil futures. All right, I'm gonna start off by taking a look at the weekly time frame here. Weekly time frames. Next target on the crude oil is up here towards 102. Keep an eye on crude oil. Got a nice close this week and looking for that to continue higher. All right, you can see the monthly chart. It's kind of been a nice little consolidation triangle right here that's taking place. Keep an eye on crude oil, as you know we could be getting a big move in crude oil going into 2013. We'll have to wait and see. And daily chart, crude oil finally broke out of that range that we've been tracking here. Let me show all my studies here. 1 second. And, you know, that looks good. The key trend line to watch now is going to be this area right here. All right, you can see we kind of closed right on it. So keep an eye on that 100 level. Holding above 100 on crude oil could definitely take it up towards 106 in the near future. Okay, taking a look at the GLD. We'll start off by taking a look at the weekly chart, because one thing I wanted to show you guys is the fact that we, you know, every time you break a little downward channel, this actually took place on Friday on the ES. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and show you guys an example. This is a channel trading example. But anytime you have a downward bullish channel, all right, and the market seems like it's getting weak, or whatever market you're trading, and we don't touch the bottom of the channel, or we don't try to make, you know, progress down towards the bottom of the channel after the market's in a downtrend looking weak, that means there's a held bid, right? That means somebody is holding a bid at that price. It just so happens that it lines up with our 50% channel line. Excuse me. Just so happens that it lines up with our 50% channel line here, and that means that, you know, we should have came down towards the bottom, but there was a held bid on GLD at 152.25. Hence, we didn't go down there and we broke the top. All right, now another prime example of what I said I was going to show you guys on Friday. All right, the ES, and this is what we were watching in our chat room. All right, we were able to catch a nice little cute short going into the close there in some stocks that started getting weak. But same example here. You have a downward channel. This is the ES 5-minute chart, by the way. Downward channel. We had a fake breakout attempt, and that's why you always want to wait for price to confirm and hold above it, get a couple consecutive closes. Fake breakout channel. We got short the ES. All right, or some individuals got short the market via the SDS, and we caught that move. Once we recognized that we were trading in a range for a while, the market tried to push up, failed breakout, bull trap, and came right back in. But then again, one thing we noticed that the market was really weak, right? We would have came down here towards the target, towards the bottom of the channel, which is, you know, what takes place. So what does that mean? That means people didn't expect price to come down there. So what happened? They started putting their bids right here, holding the bid, and therefore you got to move back above that prior level that was support. Now it actually is resistance, but we broke right back through that. It means this was a little shakeout right here, nice little shakeout, and then going into next week, if we hang above this little downward channel Sunday night and going to the open, we can maybe, you know, get some nice buying pressure. Just a little tool and tactic and strategy that we have over here. And you know, if you guys know me, Channel Guy Trader, that's the type of stuff that I look forward to trading every day. So anyway, the GLD. Same example, you can see that we didn't go down to the bottom of the channel, or the blue channel, and now we're coming to the target around the 174 level on the GLD. Taking a look at the monthly time frame, and now you can see we're going to try to eat through that resistance. As long as we hang above 170, which has been prior resistance since back here in October, all right, we can start making our way towards 178, and then maybe up here towards new highs around 186 in the future here. So keep an eye on that as well. It's looking good for you gold bugs out there. And I mean, you know, we've been on the gold. I mean, if you guys remember, we got those NEM calls about 2 weeks ago. We called NEM out long right here to our followers, and you know, they're making pretty good coin. I mean, hell, if I would have held the $50 strike calls, you know, from now, those things are worth $7, and they were the September contract. So, you know, I'm not sure if any of our followers are still long those, but you know, those are the type of trades that, you know, a lot of people, you know, wish they could find. And you know, we find them over here on a daily basis, whether it be the gold stocks, whether it be the technology stocks, whatever, whether it be the euro and the downward channel. We look for those momentum trades using our using our proprietary analysis and, you know, some of the methods that we teach, especially that I like to teach via the channel stuff. So that's that. Take a look at the gold futures, and some of you guys like to look at the gold futures. All right, even the gold futures here, next target on the gold futures is up here towards this 1793 level. We have about 20 more bucks higher, even 1800 you could say. All right, take a look at silver real quick here. I don't really trade silver that much, but silver's looking pretty nice. I like to see silver take out Friday's highs. You can see it had a nice tight consolidation. I mean, Thursday's highs. You can see it had a nice little tight range consolidation. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put an alert above Thursday's highs, and that will trigger. And take a look at the weekly chart of the silver. That's looking good as well. There's breaking this little downward kind of triangle right here. All right. So that looks pretty good. And VIX, volatility, VIX. This volatility index, we have the same type of setup here. Remember, we have a nice little downward channel. All right, so what does this mean, guys? This means that if we do not get a move to the bottom of this little downward channel like we've been having, same example I showed you guys, what does that mean? That means people are starting to put bids around this area on the VIX, and that the VIX may, trend higher. So what next week? What I'm gonna be watching for to see if the market does rally, to see if the VIX sells off. If the VIX does not sell towards the bottom of the channel, which it has like a little bit more space there to go, then we're seeing that same example where there's a held bid or somewhere here on the VIX, and people are looking to start picking up volatility. All right, since it could be cheap right now, we'll see. I don't want to say it could be cheap because the VIX could go all the way down to 9 or 10. Who knows now? And I didn't look at any historical levels research, none of that stuff, but it has not been, we're kind of near the lows of the VIX since back here from 2000, 2008 levels, 2010 levels here. All right. And actually, we already made new lows on the VIX this year back here in August the 13th, the week of August the 13th. Okay, we hit a low on the VIX of 1330. All right. Is that correct? Yes, 1330. So, keep an eye on that stuff there. I mean, back here in 1995, the VIX was trading back at this $10 level here. Same thing for 2006, 2007. Okay, so who knows? We may want to go down there first. So just I'm keeping an eye on the VIX. I'm going to be watching to see if it goes down there towards the bottom of the channel. If not, then I'm going to be looking to start picking up some volatility slowly but surely. I'm going to start picking up volatility down there. All right, against that low that we made back here August the 17th. Okay. All right. Hopefully you guys are still with me. A lot of good stuff. Remember, we're going to go over charts in Sunday night's session that we have in the My Wall Street TV chat room. You can join us Sunday night at 9:30 p.m. and get prepared with us for next trading week. That happens every Sunday night at 9:30 p.m. at the My Wall Street TV. Remember, to get into My Wall Street TV, you want to go to wallstreettrading.com. Fill out the form on the right-hand side for the free chat room for the 14-day trial. Don't worry, if the 14 days is over, we'll definitely extend it because right now there's no cost, and right now it's free to everybody. We want everybody to see the great stuff and great analysis that we provide, and go check it out. That's where we're going to go over the stocks that we plan on trading for next week's trading session here. Tonight's video is just this weekend review is just for the analysis part. So that's that. I think I went over everything. If I had to say anything else, I would say keep an eye on the IWM to continue to trend higher and look and show some strength. These big cap stocks, keep an eye on those to see if they continue to trend higher, or if they start to slow down. Watch the volatility. Watch the dollar, see if it tries to get a bounce early next week. It is at its support, and it is extended a little. It is extended from the breakout from that downward channel. And what else do I want to make sure? Keep an eye on the gold. We're going to keep on watching that euro. We're definitely going to be able to time that euro now that we know that it broke past that key inflection point. We're definitely going to be able to time the euro and catch that, know when to buy that pullback. So I'll keep you guys posted on that. And, now that we got some analysis here, more information, more clues, we're going to be able to maneuver through the market pretty good next week. So make sure you guys tune in. So that's it, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll definitely be in the room on Sunday night at 9:30 p.m. to go over the chart. So make sure you join us there. And that's about it, guys. Have a great weekend, and look forward to seeing you guys Sunday night at 9:30 p.m. If you have any questions, send me an email at ccooper@wallstreettrading.com. If you are an active trader and you're looking to find out how you could join a group of traders, all right, and sign up to a prop firm, give me a shout as well. And that's about it, guys. Have a great weekend. Later.